The pro-choice view thrives on biological ignorance. We've seen this when abortion rights activists try to insist that embryos don't have hearts. They do. Or when they try to claim that embryos are scientifically parasites. They're not. But the most recent example is this article published in The Guardian on October 19th. What a pregnancy actually looks like before 10 weeks in pictures. The article shows a series of photographs of what it describes as pregnancy tissues supplied by the MYA network. The MYA network stands for My Abortion Network. The article also quotes extensively from one of the abortion providers who is part of the MYA network. The article would be more appropriately titled What an Abortion Looks Like Before 10 Weeks because the photographs are of what they call pregnancy tissue after abortion. The reason they're all white is because the network cleans away all blood and menstrual lining before taking the pictures. They neglect to mention that abortion procedures at this stage will destroy the embryo beyond recognition. Instead, they imply that you can't see any human-like embryos in any of these photographs because they're just too small and undeveloped. For example, this caption says that this photograph is everything that would be removed during an abortion and includes the nascent embryo, which is not easily discernible to the naked eye. The image is for products of conception at 9 weeks of pregnancy. But at 9 weeks of pregnancy, which is 7 weeks post-fertilization, an embryo looks something like this. Now, granted, that image is not to the same scale as the MYA network's images, but at 9 weeks of pregnancy, the embryo is somewhere between 1.3 and 1.7 centimeters at least. So if you were going to make it to scale for their image, it would look something like this. In other words, an intact embryo that hasn't just been aborted and then for some reason removed of all color is definitely visible to the naked eye. The article contains several other gems. For example, they quote the abortion provider saying, "A lot of early pregnancy images are driven by people who are against abortion and feel that life begins at conception, or by prenatal enthusiasts who want women to be excited about their pregnancy. What about people who aren't?" So let me recap that for you. An article that is extensively and uncritically quoting an abortion provider who wants to expand access to abortion. An article that is reprinting photographs that remove all context and even color from pregnancy tissue that happens after an abortion when the embryo would be destroyed beyond recognition. Is complaining that imagery produced by using scanning electron microscopes or macro lenses to literally show the actual embryo is ideologically driven. And that's not even my favorite part. The author points out that many images on the internet and in textbooks show development to be quite far along, and her implication is that we should listen to the word of abortion providers over textbook images. I could hardly come up with a clearer example of how pro-choice ideology relies on biological miseducation. This author thinks we should ignore textbooks and listen to abortion providers instead.